Well, hey, I want to thank you for stopping. Last time in our summary of Bible books, we ended at Romans, and now we're going to move on to 1st and 2nd Corinthians. Also authored by Paul the Apostle. The audience was the church in Corinth, which is in Greece, and the date was about 55 AD, with 2nd Corinthians coming about a year later. The theme is that the Corinthians were condemned for pride, sexual immorality, misuse of spiritual gifts, and misunderstanding various Christian beliefs. And then the response of 2nd Corinthians, where Paul reinforces everything he wrote before and defends himself against false apostles. The big things or events, how lawsuits are handled, the believer in sexual sin, marriage and being single, food sacrificed to idols, worship in the church, spiritual gifts, specifically love, and of course, the resurrection. In the second letter, Paul's ministry living very distinctly, and a financial gift is handled in that. And the key verses are 1 Corinthians 13:13, three things will last forever: faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these in love. And 2 Corinthians 5:17. This means that anyone who belongs to Christ has become a new person. The old is gone, the new has come. Now on to Galatians, or if some have called it Little Romans. Paul is the author. Churches throughout what we now know as Turkey was the audience. The date's 49 AD. It's probably Paul's first letter. The theme is a defense against the rise of false teaching, mostly with regard to the keeping of the law of Moses by Christians. Big things or events: salvation by faith, criticism of Judaizers who expect Christians to also follow law, a confrontation with Peter the Apostle, the fruit of the Spirit, and a list of evil activities. Now, the key verses are these two. Galatians 2:20, my old self has been crucified with Christ. It's no longer I who live, but Christ lives in me. So I live in this earthly body by trusting in the Son of God who loved me and gave himself for me. In Galatians 5:22, it's probably one you know, but the Holy Spirit produces this kind of fruit in our lives: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. There's no law against these things. Usually when Christians quote that verse, they always leave one out, kind of like Bashful when they're getting the seven dwarves. Mine's faithfulness. Anyway, that's where we're going to stop for today. God bless you. We'll talk to you tomorrow on Day of Devotion.